Hey guys, it is Kelsey, and today we are gonna go over push-ups. We're gonna go over different form, modifications, progressions, everything that you need to know to be able to improve your push-ups. So when it comes to push-ups, something that's super important to keep in mind is that practice makes progress. You have to practice your push-ups in order to get better. Now, every single week I've been doing this thing called Deck of Pain with my friend Don Saladino, and it's a push-up challenge where we go through a deck of cards and we pull a card for his team, and his team does the number of push-ups on that card, and then we pull a card for my team, and my team does the number of push-ups on that card. And it's amazing, the course over these last, I think it's been 10 weeks so far that we've done it, my push-ups have improved drastically, and that's only once a week doing that. So all of these things that we're learning today are going to be so helpful for you to be able to practice more often and practice well so that you can continue improving your push-ups. So let's get started by talking about form. It's really important to make sure that you have great form to make sure that you continually improve in your push-ups. So let's get started. So what you do, you want to think about a few different things. Let's start with our hand positioning. People often ask me, where do I put my hands? It's a great question. So when you're getting set up for a push-up, what you want to think about is having your shoulders stacked over your hands. So look like this. So you want to have a straight line going up to your shoulder. A lot of times I will see people with their hands out a little bit too far. It'll feel a little bit easier at first, but this is going to really hurt your shoulder health. So you want to make sure that your shoulders are stacked directly above your hands. Now next is fingers. What you want to be doing is make sure you have your fingers spread out. So you want to be gripping the floor really hard because you want to be thinking about pushing yourself away from the ground. And to do that, you want to have a really wide base. So spread your fingers out. Another thing that you can think about doing is a corkscrew. Think about your hands as a corkscrew, like you're screwing them into the ground, and that can help put your shoulders in a really, really strong position. So what that looks like in practice is, if you see, I'm screwing my hands in, and that helps bring the tension in my shoulders. Now, a common thing that happens with people, once their hands are all set up, good to go, is the problem of the core and the glutes. So oftentimes, if people are just beginning, you'll get some glute sagging, like a little seal action, or your butt will go too far into the air. So some corrections that you can think about when you're doing that is you want to make sure that your glutes are super tight and your core is super tight. So if you think about it, how do you tighten your glutes? How do you tighten your core? Think about if someone were to punch you in the stomach, your initial reaction might be like, oh my gosh, but you're tightening your abs. So think about if someone were to punch you in the stomach, but you had to stay in a super straight, tall line. So someone's going to punch you, and that is tightening your core. Same thing for your glutes. You really want to focus on squeezing those glutes. I want to be able to throw a quarter and have it bounce off of your glutes while you're doing push-ups. So think about those things in order to correct those things. So we have our hands set, fingers spread, corkscrewed in, shoulders. So you want to squeeze your glutes, tight core, feet about shoulder width apart. So after that, what you really want to be thinking about is when you initiate the push-up motion, this is a moving plank. So you want to be in a straight line the entire time. Push-ups are simply a moving plank. In addition, you also want to make sure that your neck is in a neutral position. A lot of times I'll see people doing push-ups with their neck cranked like this. That puts your neck in a really compromising position. So you might be experiencing some neck pain after that, and we don't want that. So you want to keep your neck in a neutral position. So to do that, what that looks like is you want to be thinking about being long and tall. I want to be pulling a string from the crown of your head forward. And that's how you keep a really good neutral position with your push-up. Another great thing that you can think about is if you had an imaginary tennis ball underneath your chin and you want to tuck it in, and that's a great way to also be able to keep that neutral neck position. We have all of these different elements, so let's put it all together into a push-up. So we have our hands about shoulder width apart, shoulders stacked over hands, fingers spread, corkscrew, glutes tight, core tight, neutral neck position. Now we initiate the lowering phase, and you really want to push away from the ground. Now the last thing that a lot of people ask about is, where do I put my elbows? You'll see different people with their elbows out like this. You'll see different people with their elbows super tight in. You'll see it somewhere in the middle. Now, to make sure that you're doing the most joint-friendly version of a push-up, think about having your elbows at 45-degree angle. So that means they're going to be just about right in here. So you don't want them in too tight. You don't want them out too far. Nice neutral position right in here. And that is gonna help you be able to do more push-ups for longer term, because if your elbows are out too far, too tucked in, it really pulls on the ligaments. So you wanna make sure that you're in a nice, neutral, joint-friendly position. So guys, push-ups are so amazing. They're so empowering when you first learn how to do them. So this is something that you need to be practicing frequently to keep getting better. So now that we know the right push-up form, what are some different modifications that we can work on? Some different progressions that we can do to continually work on improving our push-ups. There's so many different things that you can do, so no matter your fitness level, you can do push-ups. We just need to find the right variation for you to begin. And from there, the sky is the limit. So let's start with the wall push-up. This is a great beginner modification because you're gonna be more upright, but you're still gonna get the simulated full motion of a push-up. So what you do is stand about a couple feet away from the wall, put your hands out, and lower yourself towards the wall. You wanna be thinking about the same things: tight core, tight glutes, spread fingers, and that is a great beginner variation of a push-up. Next, let's go into an incline push-up. An incline push-up is a great variation if you can't get the full range of motion on a push-up, but this will take off some of the resistance so that you can still get the full motion. So what you can do right here, you can go, so this is, I think this is a 12-inch box, but you could go a little bit higher as well. Start higher, and as you improve, you can move down to lower and lower inclines until you're in a full push-up. Okay, so what you do is simple, same thing. Just put your hands right here, chest to the box. And that is an incline push-up. And that is my favorite modification, step back from a full push-up. Some people ask about knee push-ups. Can I do knee push-ups? Yes, you can, but I do prefer the incline push-up to the knee push-up. It really allows you for more core engagement, which will help you improve your push-ups faster. So if you do want to do a knee push-up, what that looks like, you're on your knees, core tight, glutes tight, and you just simply bring your chest down to the ground. And that's a great option as well if you don't have access to some sort of incline. Then we have the full push-up. So here we are right again in our full push-up motion, checking all those boxes of things that we want to be focusing on. Now let's say you're getting really comfortable with regular push-ups and you want to kick it up a notch. You want to be able to go to the next level. The next thing that I would suggest is a decline push-up. So what that means, for an incline push-up, we put our hands on the box. Now for a decline, to make it a little more challenging, we're gonna put our feet on the box like this. I'm gonna put my feet on the box. It's gonna add a little bit more resistance to my body weight in this decline position. And again, we're thinking about all those same things, but a decline push-up is a really great way to challenge yourself, to keep improving. And here's the thing, the most important thing with push-ups is that you practice often. Focus on that form, and that's gonna make a huge difference over time. So if you wanna learn more about different types of push-ups that you can do, full workout programs that include push-ups, check out my app HIITBURN. We have so many different programs and workouts in there for you to be able to improve your push-ups. I can't tell you how many people that I've worked with, and especially women, when they learn how to do full push-ups, when they're able to see that improvement in their performance, they not only gain physical strength, but they gain tons of confidence. So if I could challenge you to do anything, it's focus on improving your push-ups, focus on building that strength, and that's when everything's gonna change. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. Hope that you learned a little bit more about push-ups. Now make sure you subscribe to my channel by clicking here, and you can check out my latest video right here. Now again, go check out my app called HIITBURN. You can check out HIITBURN on Instagram. You can check out my personal page on Instagram to be able to connect in all of the different ways to continue to improving your push-ups. All right guys, we'll see you again soon.